Alright, and we are back. We have the same app. We're going to learn how to do boxes and updating text. One main reason you want to use a box is to organize widgets. If you have 4 widgets and you're not sure if you want to move those around later, you can put them all inside of a box. And then instead of moving each individual widget, giving them all specific coordinates and all that, you can just move the box, therefore it'll move the widgets. You specify the layout of the entire app like this, and you label your boxes whatever you want to label them. I'm horrible at naming things, so box 1 is fine with me. And then you're going to reference big box with the big B, and that's just something you can import from the module GUI 0. And then when you're setting up the boxes like this, you have to specify the layout, which is going to be a grid, and then each box is going to have its grid coordinates. And then once you have it like this, you can just copy and paste that for however many boxes you need. Just don't forget to change the name of the object. That way it becomes individual boxes instead of just one big box. I mainly use boxes in the event that I do have multiple widgets, especially smaller widgets. Just makes it a lot easier if you want to move them around. It groups them together, so you just have to change the position of the box in relation to other boxes or other widgets to move everything inside of it. The box doesn't have a size per se. It's kind of like an auto feature. If you have 12 widgets inside that box, the invisible box will just be big enough to enclose everything. And once you make boxes, whatever widget you want to put in the box, you'll change it here. You'll specify whatever box you want that to go into. So right now that widget belongs to the app, but now once you change it to the box, it'll belong to the box. It won't really change the way it looks necessarily, depending on what you have going on, but it'll just change like where it belongs to. And then if you want to move those 3 widgets around together, you could do that with just changing the coordinates of the box if you had other things on your app. So here's where you would specify the grid. This belongs to box 1, but you still have to specify where inside the box the apps will go. But you only have to do this once if you like the positioning. And like I said before, to move the whole box, it's just you change the grid of the box. So I'm going to put mostly everything in one box, just to kind of show you. I don't need anything in different boxes. So now I'm going to create the changing text. So right now I'm just specifying a text object. You can name it whatever you want, whatever it belongs to, whether it belongs to a box or an app. The text that's going to be displayed, the here, is just like a placeholder. You don't have to put anything there. You could just leave 2 empty quotes. I just put that there. That will change. And I'm just going to specify the size, the font. If you leave all that blank, it'll just be a default size and a default font. Nothing wrong with that. And you guys specify the grid inside the box. So the reason the text is all the way to the right is just because the above and the below widgets, just because how big they are, it's extending the next object, so it's not conflicting. It's like putting it next to the other object. So since those other objects, the text box and the sliders, are so wide, it's sticking out. But you should be able to change that by putting it into a different box, or possibly just have the push button and the text belonging to the app, but it should work if you put those in a box by themselves. It should put the push button close to the changing text. That's just the way I want to do it for this example. You can put the changing text anywhere. I just want it next to the button, and I just changed the position of everything, of those two objects on the bottom. Makes it look a little bit better. Now we're going to do a function for the changing text. I'm just going to use a random integer, and you can name the function whatever you want, like always. And you can use this for updating temperature sensors or any various weather sensors, or web scraping to update live, subscriptions or whatever. The updating text is just really useful, and it took me a while to figure out how to do it in a GUI. I've been doing it for a while, but when I first started, it just took a while for me to figure it out. But obviously that's one of the main reasons you want to do a GUI, is to have live something, whether it's text or any other sort of information. So for this function, nothing's too crazy. We imported the random module up at the top, and once you import the random module, you can use randit, random integer, that's what it stands for, and you specify a start and an end. I'm just starting at 0 and I'm ending at 100, so the random integer will be anywhere in between 0 and 100. Now I'm specifying that I want to change text value. Change text is what we named our text object, and I want to change the value of that. So the change text value is going to equal rand. I made rand equal random.randit, so that's random integer. So now you have to update your text object. You have to update that to specify how you want it to repeat. So that's going to be every 1 second. That's 1,000 milliseconds. And you specify the function, which we called a random number. And then Control S, F5. So now you have your updating live text. And this could be from a sensor, various sensors. It could be CPU temperature in your computer. It could be humidity. If you have a Raspberry Pi, that is a great tool for interacting with the physical world. You can attach sensors to the Raspberry Pi, make your GUI, and now you have updating text. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Thank you.